Aloha, this is Santa Surfing. Welcome to Beach Broadcast. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. Oh my goodness, we're only a few days away from President Trump's birthday and celebrating patriots all around the world. It's wonderful. Thanks so much for joining us on santasurfing.locals.com and on X as a subscriber. I tried to record a live for the subscribers only on X and I couldn't get that done. So I am going to record what we did. We had a very powerful live today. It was talking about staying in 5D and about my own personal efforts of the foreign exchanges and what needs to get done. So come join us and you'll get a lot of great information. I'll be sharing with other podcasts down in the few days. I just want to go ahead and keep everybody on locals and on X subscribers informed because there's just we have a call to action in there as well. Many people are asking, where are your links? Where can I find all your links? Just click on here and it will take you to our YouTube, Rumble, OogTube links for videos and all of our social media and then our radio. Our show is sponsored by GOLDCO. GOLDCO is a precious metals IRA. Now, they are offering an incentive. Anybody who has a question, an inquiry, contact GOLDCO at santasurfinglikesgold.com or go to our sponsor link below. It'll take you to their site. But gold has gone up in the last week, and even in the last 2 days, it went up over $100, okay, which is fantastic. So it's fantastic because if you have put your money into GOLDCO, when we first started talking about it back in 2022, it has gone up significantly. Again, contact GOLDCO by going to the sponsor link below at beachbroadcastnews.com. Click on the sponsor link that says GOLDCO or go to santasurfinglikesgold.com. And on our sponsor page, it has it broken down into the different sponsors. You can actually go to the IVERMECTIN page, click on here, and it will take you to their website. So it takes you all to their websites. Our IVERMECTIN, there's a lot of people that are making their purchases of IVERMECTIN, and they just love the fact that they can get it delivered right to their door. It is something that is delivered worldwide at your doorstep, and it's they have the pills as low as $1.38 a pill. So you can scan this code. It's a call code. You can scan that and you can call and reach out to them, or you can contact them going by the phone number, which is 1-888-749-0261. That's 1-888-749-0261. Or call them direct at 1-888-749-0261. That's 1-888-749-0261. But this website that they have, it's a temporary website, but they have most of the questions answered, and most people are asking, what's the milligram? It is a 12 milligram pill, and it comes in blister packs. There's a lot of stuff going on. ICE is making arrests of individuals that are walking the streets, or they're going to their hearing, their asylum hearings. The judges are dismissing the cases as soon as they walk out. Then they get arrested by ICE. It's a lot of action that's happening right now all around the country, which is what we needed. And the people that are complaining, they're probably on some kind of maybe, I don't know, they're just complaining. They're very angry. And I'm thinking, do you understand how much it costs an American taxpayer for that illegal to be here and all the benefits that they've been getting over you? So there's a lot of that. There's also stuff that's going on with the President Trump doing a termination, but I want to go into the AutopenGate and kind of the after effects or the ripple effects of AutopenGate and Joe's pardons as well. But let me go ahead and tell you a little news about what Trump did today. He did fire 3 people from his team today. So President Trump, he fired 3 of his top pro-Israel officials, Merav Soren, Eric Trager, and Morgan Ortagus, amid a rift with Bibi Netanyahu, reportedly over their pro-Israel views. I wonder where this is going to go, because it's very, very quick that this happened. Remember, we talked about that yesterday, about how Trump is taking action. Oh, by the way, speaking about yesterday, a lot of people were asking, hey, that podcast you had posted on Sunday night, can you give us a different link because it's got hiccups in it? I have it in the comment section below. So it says June 1st podcast. It has the title about Joe Biden being git mode. I can't say that E word because it seems like I get throttled on all platforms. So it is in that section below. But you can see it. You can't watch it on a smart TV. You can just watch it from the link. But he did fire those pro-Israel officials, and this news broke last night, so I'm sharing it with you now, and it's going to lead into this podcast. President Trump's Justice Department is now investigating pardons Joe Biden issued in his final days in office, including those granted to family members and death row inmates. Well, let's take a look at that list. It's kind of interesting. It's in the DOJ's office, the Office of the Pardon Attorney, U.S. Department of Justice. Remember Ed Martin? He's going to be reviewing all these pardons, so it seems like a lot of these the AutopenGate is really starting to come out. But so Joe Biden has been starting his pardons back in 2022, late 2022, September 23, and then here we go. Into April of 2024, he started to pardon a bunch of people. And then, of course, he pardoned Hunter Biden in December 1st when he said he wasn't going to because he doesn't want to show bias. Well, whatever. Okay. And then December 12th, he pardoned more. And then let's look at the last day. So he's got a bunch of people that he pardoned just a month before he was ready to leave. And then the day before his final day in office, or the clone's office. Again, I'll get to that in just a moment, but the final day of him being the clone in office, again, we all know that he's, a body double clone, whatever, the real one got dealt with. Look at some big names, Anthony Fauci. And again, remember, these were preemptive pardons, meaning that they're pardons for what you did all the way going back to 2014 or 2004. And all the way fast forward to the future. All right. And then we have Mark Milley on the list. Okay. I'm just going over some of the familiar names, and then all the members from the J6 committee. Now, what's not included in this list are, WikiLeaks, they changed that number, they lowered it. But anyway, includes many pardoned for marijuana possession. When WikiLeaks had this list out earlier this year, it was saying it was close to 6,500. Well, he pardoned quite a few hundred people in addition to the 6,500, so it would be more than 4,245. But look at this. For marijuana possession, I wonder who would have possession of marijuana. Would it be celebrities? Would it be past presidents? And those names are not in there. They're not made out in the public. That's what I look at. Okay, guys, because this is a very ambiguous message. Okay, there's several different thousands of people that got for marijuana usage or possession. And think of all the others, the bad criminals. What about members of Congress, right? Our show is sponsored by Pain Absolve and BODYSCULPT. They are still giving the free Trump gift, which is the solar bobblehead. And if you have a combo order, they will give a free bottle of either Pain Absolve or BODYSCULPT. And then for any order, it's the free Trump gift. So go to our sponsor link below, beachbroadcastnews.com/sponsor, and click on the Pain Absolve link or the BODYSCULPT link. And we know David Sachs on the Trump team, he has already made an announcement about how Elizabeth Warren was the one responsible for the treason. The AutopenGate. So she was, I'm sure she gave herself a pardon as well. Knowing that Trump was coming into office, they all had to protect themselves. What about the media? Were they in possession of marijuana? What about, I don't know, just think of every bad person out there. I think what's going on right now is that all of this stuff is transpiring. All this stuff is going on. Many of you are saying, okay, I'm emotionally I'm frustrated. I'm emotionally just spent. I'm financially spent. Everything's spent. Just can we see some kind of justice? Well, don't you think that Trump is working on that? Because President Trump, and Dan Scavino, it looks like they are dropping some stuff just for surfers and anons this week. It's so since last Saturday to today, it seems like that's all they're doing is dropping stuff for anons to go ahead and just go ahead and rejoice or dig into. But it is draining, very, very draining. But do know this, we're seeing all of this transpire because we have to see these people go down. And again, Trump has to do everything by the book. We already know he dealt with all of them. We already know that we're dealing with masked faces and masked people. And we know that treason has already been making some of the headlines, but is it really going to happen? Well, don't you think that Joe Biden operating as a clone with a mask on is treason, stealing an election, having a robot run the country. Raven Harris, a U.S. House candidate from Florida, claims to have uncovered evidence suggesting that Joe Biden's face is a synthetic mask controlled by a robotic clone. You ever notice anything about Joe whenever he did any pressers past 1 o'clock in the afternoon? He doesn't have a 5 o'clock shadow, right? I know they probably shave multiple times a day, but he never has that. So you always know they don't have a 5 o'clock shadow, or if it's the same 5 o'clock shadow, they had a mask made with a 5 o'clock shadow. But yeah, so if you've got a candidate running, a U.S. House candidate making that kind of claim, she's going to either gain a lot of votes in a red state, or she's going to get mocked, and she doesn't care. She's just going to go. She claims to have uncovered evidence. So let's see. Hopefully she does come up with it. And I know that it's probably very frustrating for many of you, because you guys we've all been talking about this, the double chin that he has, the mask coming out from the back of his shirt or his suit that he wears. Well, look at this. This is from the Daily Mail.
Let's pick the dates. Let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debates. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again.
There is a bizarre conspiracy theory making waves online, and Trump may just have given it oxygen. The MAGA corners of the internet are blowing up with a wild claim that Joe Biden actually died in 2020 and has been replaced by a clone, a robot, or even actors in hyper-realistic CIA masks. The proof? They say his ears changed, his veins vanished, and he mysteriously got taller. And the internet sleuths are dead serious. Now, Trump fanned the flames himself, reposting one of the clone theories on Truth Social. No comment, just letting the chaos speak for itself. It's led to a new round of speculation. Was he trolling? Was he suggesting something darker? Some experts say it raises a bigger question. Who's really been running the White House? If this sounds too wild to be real, well, that's kind of the point. Clone or not, what do you believe?
You know, we've all been looking at this and saying, okay, we just keep moving on and plodding forward, but it was really hard to do with Joe Biden there. This is just an example of the stuff that we've been observing, that the surfers and anons have been observing over the years.
Staff, I said, I'm going to go to South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea. Staff, I said.
Watch this very closely. There's a part of the scene, again, it could be a hologram at times, where the top part of his head vanishes. Check this out. This is posted by Joe Rambo. Where's his head?
What you know about?
Oh, and the painful debate we had to watch with, again, Trump was actually up against Joe Biden and David Muir. Check this out.
In a 10-year period, we'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
In a 10-year. There's been a response from the opposition. But, yes, I'm sorry, from Hamas.
And we have this video. I'm just going to show just a few seconds of it. How to speak Bidenese.
How to speak Bidenese. Next no strength.
Donald Trump does pose an extra strength to this. It's not hypothetical.
Bad health care.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care.
My bus been wet.
My bus been wet.
palmist.
And if we do, and I'm sure we can proclaim the palmist, with the palmist who wrote these following words.
Truender dash dubba de pressure.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Prekt.
God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Fraggy face.
The most diverse fighting face.
As a footyma, footy foot, woo.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was
The do sea reshek coming up.
recession's coming. Even Wall Street today said no, they don't see recession coming now.
Bipar. Sinfonalakshana Gamwich.
When I signed the bipartisan infrastructure again, which
Joan Shingen Shu Shimrins were pasfa. Shang Aka Kawawa.
the group included groundbreaking Asian Americans like Vera Wang and Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it, Shanga Kawawa. I think I pronounced it correctly.
Come on. How could you not laugh to all of that? Okay. That was the clone president, the mass president, the walking, bumbling Biden that we've been watching. Now, what will happen when all of this does come out? Because the whole world's talking about this now. Okay. That little account of 1,000 is exploded because President Trump retruthed that page. And now we're going to see the fallout. Again, President Trump, he's already exposed Hillary Clinton big time, James Comey big time, Joe Biden big time. Now, isn't it Barack Obama's turn? I wonder if he's next. Yep, all those people that got pardons, they're all doing this, but they probably couldn't get a real ID or a passport, so they're kind of stuck driving or, hitchhiking or taking a bus. To just even fly domestically. But again, the Anons are beginning to see the vindication. We needed to see this. Right now, what we're facing is a tremendous amount of disconnect. The news, the media, the liberal media is coming out with this report, the stuff that you've been sharing for years. And what the people that have dismissed you are doing is just this. They're like, whoa. I remember my Aunt Margaret told me about this. I remember my Uncle Joe told me about this. Are they going to pick up that phone and call you and say, excuse me, or are they going to be in complete denial? Again, and then for us to try to think like them, well, that's kind of hard. But for us to try to think in their mindset, they haven't. Remember, guys, you are part of the 5, maybe 10% of the entire population of the entire planet that know what the heck is going on. So we have a huge population that has no clue, and they still don't want to believe you. So guess what? You just keep sporting that beautiful tinfoil hat that you're wearing, because there's going to be a beautiful galactic awakening that's going to happen. And that is going to be my tomorrow's podcast about one interpretation of the Golden Dome, which really resonated with myself and the locals group that we had earlier today. And it is perhaps why many of you might be very drained or tired. You've done your work. A big reveal came out from President Trump, and yet we wake up today and say, nothing happened to him yet. But now that has come out, how do you arrest a clone or a robot, right? Now that that's come out. And is that what the Democrats or the liberals are going to say? You can't arrest a clone. Then they would be making an admission that he is a clone. And they're going to fight like that because they have no logic. The liberals, they have no logic. So is that what's going to happen next? So the AutopenGate is going to be the reason why all of those pardons and everything else that Joe Biden had signed and done, and would also the 2020 election be considered null and void? I'm really curious to know how it's all going to roll out. I have no idea, but I'm just curious to know how it's going to roll out. Here's what Carolyn Lovett said today.
Is making a good point when he discusses the usage of the AutopenGate. Who was running the country for the past 4 years? Perhaps those documents were signed with the AutopenGate, something that I believe the Department of Justice is looking into. As you saw, Ed Martin made an announcement at the Department of Justice this morning to launch an investigation because the American people deserve answers.
And as for the J6 committee, remember this was an article posted by Breitbart last year, And it was about how they feared Trump would put them in jail. But in June of last year, Congress voted that the J6 committee was illegitimate. So there's a lot of different moving parts about getting the J6 committee, but you've got this, just a bunch of really bad people on this committee, and now they are shaking in their boots. I realize many of you are very tired. You're just drained. You're wondering, when is there going to be an economic change? Gas may not have changed that much in your area. Not as of yet. You are just wondering, what do I need to do? Ask God for a miracle. Ask him the absolutely extraordinary, and watch how he works. That's all he wants. He wants for you to ask him, to follow him, to believe in him, have faith in him. That's all he wants. I had my nephew, when he was 12 years old, he had only aunties, and he said, he watched all of us kind of get emotional, and he asked one of my sisters, well, where do you want to go? And she didn't have an answer. And his response was, well, if you don't know what you want and where you want to go, then how do you know how you're going to get there? And it was like, what? And he says, if you don't have a goal and have it written down or have a mental note of it, then how do you know what you want? And I'm thinking, I thought myself when he was saying it to my sister, and we both looked at each other and thought, he's so right. Think big. Write your goals down. Write the miracles that you need God to answer down, and watch how things will start to transpire. And it will be so big, but also remember to thank God for those when he does answer those beautiful prayer requests. And when you thank him, he's so pleased that he would, guess what? Give you another blessing and another one and another one. It could be a smile from a stranger. It could be a handshake from somebody that you haven't seen for a while, or a hug. It could be a letter in the mail. It could be any number of things that could happen and that will cross your path. Just be prepared for his blessings. God bless you abundantly. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And remember, tomorrow I'm going to be posting on YouTube, in the description section, only on YouTube, I'll be posting that form for that keyword that I shared in Monday, June 2nd's podcast. All right. God bless you abundantly. Have a beautiful day, and I will have a show tomorrow. Aloha.